No.
So I mean, we're ready to go. Just gonna give Brad a minute.
Go ahead
Actually,
and
This
reset
is
the
done. I
scene.
just need to give you a link for it.
I guess I need to be taking accurate here, don't
So
I?
I'm ready to go now.
Oh, wait,
Accurate lets you
they're already-
pinpoint, I think.
Tactile's already accurate.
Yeah, I don't think it's have tactile that isn't
Okay.
accurate. If you have tactile without being accurate, you know you're being touched somewhere, but you can't tell
Actually,
where.
You might actually want to make that a mental sense rather than a tactile one.
The
The
difference
same way
between
Magneto
those-
feels out where metal is.
Yeah, that's remote tactile, not the way Mutants and Masterminds spells out exactly what they are. How you have that sense is separate from how you interpret that sense.
Mm-hmm. This makes sense. She feels things around her. It's not really a mental, like, telepathy power, even though it is her brain doing it.
Yep.
It's interpreting it as if she's touching things.
Just like a cat. She always knows how to get her body facing the right direction.
Well, I didn't take direction sense.
Hush, kitty.
Ian, go ahead, reset the scene.
Mutants and Masterminds. Everyone here is strange.
Nuh-uh.
But everyone was having a mostly normal day until, one, for Joseph, he felt magic, which should not be a thing in this magicless, strange world he has found himself in. Avery was pulled to this street by something that can pull ghosts, apparently. He has no idea what so far. And Miss Murphy and Mr. Smith are having to deal with some people who apparently very much don't like them.
My fucking restaurant's under siege. It was exploded by Crazy Lady.
It's not even yours.
Exploded by Crazy Lady probably won't be the only thing it'll have been exploded by soon.
Mm.
You don't own it.
But I work here.
It's his territory.
Exactly. I peed on it and
you-
everything.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Great. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I didn't pee where you eat. Gosh. I'm a savage. I peed where my boss parks.
On that note,
Yes. People are still fighting because there's still an endless stream of,
Dudes who won't die.
They seem like government agents of some sort. You know, the military branch. Yeah, you have some new friends coming out as well.
Hey.
Because piling out from the door...
Shotgun dudes?
Two of them are.
Hmm.
The guy in the middle... Nobody here is intimately familiar with what an RPG launcher looks like, but it looks like a bigger one.
So, a single shot, very large rocket launcher, or
Well,
multi-shot?
it looks like it's a single shot thing, but...
I was going to assume it's going to shoot Cloud or Sephiroth at us.
Lol. Real quick, though, is there an obvious missile at the end, or is it more like just a tube?
It's just a tube from your view.
Okay, so it is just a tube firing. Okay. Nice to know.
And as you might expect from a group of trained agents, these guys are all going ahead of you because this is a sting operation.
I don't have any drugs. I
You
mean, you
are
might
the
think
drug.
my burgers have drugs because they're that good, but they don't.
You are the drug.
Well, I'm not part toad, so you don't lick me to get high. So I don't know what they're on.
Dinosaur's a drug. I'm not quitting.
Do you know for a fact that people cannot lick you to get high?
You know what? I don't know for a fact. Hey, Kaylee, can I?
No.
it all depends on what kind of frog was used to fill in the gaps in his DNA.
Kind of does, yeah.
Nature finds a way.
Nature will find a way.
Okay,
So
we've
these-
covered that joke. Carry on.
Yes, the joke has been beaten into the ground. These new agents on the field are going to spread out, though of course, I will remind everyone, our favorite Miss Murphy has recently kicked up all the dust and debris in the area into a huge dust storm.
And that slowed them down
Yay.
by 2 speed ranks, I think it was.
Something like that, yeah. So they can move about 15. On the plus side, they don't need to know exactly what's in front of them to know the layout of the street.
I think I gotta shoot my fucking restaurant out there, shitlords.
Yes. Assault Agent 1 here, with his big tube of something, is going to take aim at the wall of the restaurant.
Which part?
Well, you'll know when it hits, won't you?
I suppose I will. There was glass there, and there isn't anymore, so if he was firing over there, he wouldn't hit anything except air.
No, he's going to fire. You're going to hear everyone's going to hear a faint whooshing sound for a moment, and, well, all the dust is going to be lit up for a second as something very bright is flying through the air, and it'll impact about here.
That's a load-bearing wall, you son of a bitch.
Gee, I wonder if he knows that.
So, just a quick question. You do remember that the visibility is really ass, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Everyone's
I
able
don't
to
know
see
what
for
your
a
toughness
brief
is, but I'll be
moment
fine.
because whatever he fired is incredibly
Visibility
bright.
has nothing to do with toughness.
Good point. So,
Sorry,
right,
how much
you
are we
said?
slowed down?
Okay, everyone's talking at once. What?
Sorry, how much are we slowed down by?
2 speed factors.
Okay.
And you said it was incredibly bright?
When he fired it for a moment, yes.
That's weird.
Now, did I draw the right thing here? Appears to be, yes. But that's not filling in. Why is that not filling in?
Well, I don't know.
Left pot is line color, right pot is fill color.
Which one's
Yeah,
legal?
2 color
Yes,
options.
that would explain it. Yes, thank you. Yes. There's a big boom.
You bitch.
I think we're just gonna have the whole bit here become rubble.
You bitch.
Mr. Smith.
They see nothing.
Yes, I realize, but I need you to make a, I need you
Nothing.
to make a, no, I need you to actually make a toughness test against the debris hitting you.
Is the debris going fast enough to do rank
will
11 or
note-
better damage?
I will note that the debris hitting you is literally white hot at the moment.
Okay. Does that make it rank 12
Just
at least?
roll what the GM
Yes.
says.
Okay. I got.
I know what your resistances are. If I tell you
Okay.
to roll, just roll.
I would love to know how he's pulling this off with a rocket launcher. All right then.
If you get your hands on the rocket launcher, I'll be glad to tell you.
Let's see. So in this form, my toughness is that. So I believe I just roll d20 plus. I'm 22 tough.
Yeah, you are taking a bruise.
Owie.
Because it is just damage 12 right now. Plus 15 is 27.
Okay.
You are bruised.
All right.
Literally no one else in the street is moving because they can't see a goddamn thing.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, Throglax is on Joseph's shoulder. You cannot see a goddamn thing.
Would have helped if I had opened his sheet.
Yes, that probably would be helpful.
Well, to be fair, Joseph cannot see a damn thing in the street below. I believe he's still a rooftop.
And this only affects normal visibility and hearing, so anything a human. So if you got any senses beyond that,
He doesn't. He's just gonna. He's just gonna do a hail of arrows into the street. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be able to see to do that.
Where exactly is this hail of arrows happening?
I'm just looking now. It is area cylinder 1, so 30. I think that went down by one more than I meant it to. It should have been 30. There we go. And check required is... I still forget. It's 12 plus ranks in that it requires.
Check required?
I'm on modifier right now. I could have checked. Oh, 10 plus ranks, so he needs a 17.
Make that check.
Yeah, and he gets a plus 12.
So it's possible to fail, but very unlikely.
Yeah, if you, according to the rules, if you don't make it possible to fail, you can't take the flaw.
Good rule.
So yeah, he gets it off. So that's... that is... Yeah. Normal range, so everybody gets to take... because it's an area, everybody takes a dodge to see if they have the rank and then take the attack. It's a rank 8 effect.
Okay.
Everybody except Northernmost Assault.
Yes, he is not in that hail of arrows. Also, one of the downed recon agents and the downed containment agent won't be. Which is good for them, because they're both in pain. Well, more precise, this containment agent over here is not feeling anything. He's gurgling and very still. He's not dead, but...
That's in his favor.
They may or may not need an evac.
they have higher priorities at the moment. Give me just a moment here. I had to check something. Right. Okay, so how many of them are gone in there? 8. Well, only 2 of them have passed the dodge check. And it's these 2 assault agents.
I think they now get a dodge against it and then take damage, I think is how that works.
Doesn't it have the damage?
Maybe.
If they made
that was what you said last time.
If it's a simple damage with area, then yeah, that halves the effect rank of the damage effect.
Okay, if that's how that works. Okay. Then that is how that works.
Does it have it rounding down or up?
Everything always halves rounding down.
Okay. So then rank 16 for them, or effect rank 16 for them, and 23 for everyone else. Oh, I will note, these new guys on the field, their armor does not look nearly as piecemeal as the other 2 groups that have been here.
They are built to take.
Just because you said 16 and 8, you're remembering that damage resist is 15 plus?
Yes, my bad.
Don't worry.
23 is correct, because it's a rank 8 damage. I just divided in half wrong.
Yep.
No, it should be 11.
11? What?
Shouldn't it?
No. The effect rank is halved, so
Yes.
it's a rank 4 damage for them. So
Yeah.
it's a damage resist DC of 19. It's always 15 plus rank.
Yeah,
So how do you get 11?
because I was doing 15 plus 8 divided by 2.
That's
Nope, 15
order of
plus
operations
4.
wrong.
Eh.
The 8 is divided by 2, not the end result.
So it's 4 plus 15, yeah, 19.
It's the effect rank halved, not the DC that's halved.
Either way, they're both fine. Have to roll unreliables for the other ones. Does their armor crap out on them? For 2 of them it does. Oh, that sucks. Yes, for containment agents 2 and 1, their armor does not save them from this. Everyone else is actually fine right now, but containment agent 2 is stunned. Or dazed, rather, that's what it is, dazed. And containment agent 1 continues to be on the ground. He has more arrows in him now. Looks painful.
What's the highest the area DC can be right now to reduce it by half? I think it's 20.
21.
Yeah, it's 21 because of... Okay, yeah, just checking something. Cool.
Right.
Neat.
Does Throglax have a move action?
He's sitting on my back still. That would be his turn. He usually just attacks.
That does not seem to be erasing like it should be. Oh wait, yes it is, okay.
Actually, wait a minute. I think I might have a thing he can do. Oh, no, that is part of the array. So, nope. He is done.
Okay then.
He has a type of movement I thought I could use, but it is part of his arrow array, so...
Recon Agent 1, do you get up? No, he does not. Joseph.
Well, thanks to my speed being reduced 2 ranks, I now move at a whopping great speed of 15. Sorry, of 30.
Blame the
Feet,
gravity
not
manipulator.
rank, I hope.
She's a little freaked out. Shut up.
She's about to get a lot more freaked out.
That's fine. I'm going to stay above... I'm going to stay above it on the... Actually, wait, how far up is this extending?
Everywhere within 250 feet of her.
So imagine there's a bubble starting there and go from that.
No, I know in what range it is, but how far up? Is it a sphere?
250.
She just said it was a bubble.
Okay. In that case, I'm going a whole 30 feet. But the fun is, I'm going to use that extra victory point I got by letting her spend a victory point to summon my Ice Devil.
Oh, lovely.
Need a token for that?
Yeah.
Yes, do you have one on hand? I didn't know I was going to need a nice devil token.
Do you want a actual ice devil, as in the insect-like thing, or an ice-themed succubus?
Either works.
Give him the bug monster.
I'm just trying to get you a generic summon link.
And there's the bug monster.
There you go. So there's its sheet. So nice big 30-foot tall ice devil I'm gonna plop down in the middle of the street as a distraction while I fly over.
30 feet tall, so how big would this be?
A 30-foot
Huge?
tall. Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, 30-foot tall is huge.
Yep.
A tyrant is technically much longer than 30 foot. I think he's like almost 60 feet long, but in terms of pure height.
Because
That's
I'm using the entire force of my magic array behind that, it costs 22 to make it power level 11. And then I gave it the active feature, so it costs 33.
Active meaning what?
It works like a normal minion instead of me having to direct it. I believe. Let me just double check that it's under summon. Because that's what I meant to do. Let's see if that's actually what I did.
Your minions are particularly independent and do not have the dazed condition, having a full set of actions each round.
Yeah.
Now, does it come in at your initiative, or does it roll for its own?
You summon them, it appears in nearest open space. They have their own initiative and act starting on the round after you summon them.
So it will not act this round, but what will its initiative be?
I think it's still a move action for me to direct it, but
It's got 5 decks.
But it's still a smart creature. If I'm pretty sure it will know to attack these things without me having to tell it to.
It has initiative 9.
I have probably summoned it before.
And it will begin acting in round 5.
And it does have higher dexterity than that containment agent who is on the ground.
No shite.
Miss Murphy!
Just double checking something. Right, okay, so yeah, shall we, did we get 2 standards in the system?
One standard, one move, same as the other D20 system games.
Well, then she'll be doing nothing.
Hmm?
Because her, her chaotic gravity requires concentration.
Does her random debris bash everyone again, or is that just a one-off?
No, that'll continue. Each turn, it's going to continue.
Well, it's your turn, so I presume it bashes now.
Yeah.
Wasn't this just a damage rank 1 thing?
Yep.
Alright, everyone make your saves if...
And if for any reason there's no nearby debris, they don't take damage.
There's debris.
There's glass
Someone just
everywhere.
launched a
Just
whole
saying,
bunch of rubble
just
into the air
saying,
as well.
That's, keep in mind, if there's ever situations where there's no debris, it does nothing.
Oh, what kind of save is it?
Just rank 1 damage. It's just stuff being blown in your face.
They do get to roll dodge on it, because it is a giant AoE.
It's just that if you have it, it's
rank
still
1,
1.
though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no matter what, you're going to roll toughness against rank 1. It's just inevitable.
Yeah, you can't half one rank.
This is true.
It would reduce to 0, yes.
Yes, but everything...
Then you take no damage, period.
I guess.
Things can't reduce to 0 by being rounded down.
Either way, none of the soldiers are taking a wound from that.
Yep. Just
I just
roll
need
your
to check-
toughness versus DC 16.
I need to check everyone's toughness. So Ripkin...
And Ian, you'll need to roll my...
You're fine.
Okay.
So that's Ripkin. Throgdalex. I have to look at what his is because it's not on the front. Oh, he has 10 ranks in toughness. Okay.
And yeah, that's all she's doing this turn because she's still freaked out, basically huddling.
And isn't running for cover or safety. Yep.
And that last one was
Well, she's huddled in her bubble.
Yes. Which is drawing no attention to her whatsoever. Mm-hmm.
If, by the way, the gravitic shearing effect, Ian, would be fucking up these walls, it's doing it each turn.
What walls? I presume that area was a dead zone.
Yeah, I believe you say that the walls are basically already gone, which effectively they are.
Okay.
Pretty much as soon as you did that power, I'm like, well, those walls are gone. At least they're not structure supporting walls, unlike this. Rage.
Just making sure.
Yeah, speaking of, the building is rumbling a bit.
Yeah, I'll be exiting when it's my turn.
I believe that's all of Miss Murphy's turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it is your turn.
Well, I'm sorry, but a big monster just showed up. I have exactly one answer to that. Get going, and while invisible, suddenly this appears, and is going to bite this thing. Like
Yes,
full-on kaiju bite, like just out of fucking nowhere.
An ice devil has appeared in the middle of the street. This is probably a reasonable reaction.
So, now there's a T-Rex out of fucking nowhere.
Do you have the speed to make that charge in half
Easily.
your speed?
No,
He's
not even
very
charging.
fast,
I'm
One
just
times
moving.
your speed. Never mind.
I'm stupid fast as Mr. Smith. I basically just move up to it, transform as a free action, and resume doing shit. Speaking of doing shit, I am sorry, but I don't know you're not a threat, so I'm just getting rid of the obvious monster.
Yourself?
Besides me. So this is going to be an all-out attack to hit this thing.
Man, these guys brought a really weird, freaking looking mecha to the combat.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That is versus Perry.
I think it's parry's crap. Yeah, it only has a 1 parry.
Okay. This is a rank 14 effect. I will also attempt to grab it. So roll toughness versus rank 14 and right grabbing. Which is a strength contest.
I'm assuming this is rank 14 only because it's an all-out attack, right?
14 is my base, so that's just how strong I am, so yes. All-out attack, I lose defenses in exchange for chance to hit. That's what all-out attack does. Duke uses this, Red Duke uses this all the time. He just
I
didn't hit
believe
as
a
hard as
34
Tyrant
hits
does.
the resistance for it.
15 plus 14 is a number. 29? 29. So yeah, it does not take damage from the bite. However, it needs to roll against my grab attempt of 31 with its either strength or dodge, whichever is better for it.
Well, its strength
Keep it in
is
mind a minus 10
5,
from
and
the
its
dodge because
is
it's
1,
inactive.
so-
Okay, a grapple has been established. I am now going to keep going because you are well within my load ability. With him in my mouth, I'm just going to keep going. And activate Rampage, which is basically everything I'm currently walking over gets fucking stomped on. Because dinosaur.
Rampage is a free action.
It's a move. It's part of the move.
And he does have move by attack.
Mm-hmm. So I can do this through a combination of move by attack and deliberately building a power to do this.
Okay. Just
So-
FYI,
Alright.
That rank 14 what that you did as with a grab.
Oh, the part of the grab? That was just a bite. It was literally just physical, melee, whatever. Normally it's at 8 to hit. I use all out attack to boost that by 5 by reducing my defenses by 5 to give it a 13, and it's a rank 14 effect.
Check on something with linked power.
Yep. Just so you know, if you're making an attack, then it suffers the effect of that attack, and then if you have the perk allows you to make a grab, that happens after.
Oh.
Just for order of it resisting the damage and then you making the grab attempt. If on the other hand, all you're attempting to do, if it resists the damage, it still gets to try to make the grab because it hit with the attack.
That's the key, Sean.
If you're simply grabbing it and then moving, then that's a very different thing. And you can have grab-based powers, which go off automatically if you succeed on a grab standard action, which is its own action. So
yeah,
make sure
I haven't linked powers to that, no. I know what you're talking about now, and no, that's not how this particular thing works. So that is something I'm probably going to build towards.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this particular thing is me just establishing a grab, and, well, I have him, so I'm just going to use my remaining move, like, as a move by, to just do the thing that's linked to my movement, which is stomp on people.
Yes, how does your stomping on people work?
Well, it works the same way as any other AOO, it pretend I'm the, area of effect moving, so technically that poor bastard. I'll have to roll against dodge. Area? Yeah, my space is the area that moves.
Okay, so they all roll dodge against the damage effect, what?
21. Or not that, sorry, the DC is 21 for dodge, and if you have it, it's a rank 14 effect. Which just, which trickles down to a rank 10 effect, because you can't be any higher than that.
Okay.
That does not sound like how anything works.
Yeah, no, what on earth are you talking about?
AoEs are limited by half power level for rank.
Okay, so what is the part that's hard to understand?
Tell us what the effect rank is of the damage you are
14.
attempting to apply.
14.
You have Rampage rank 11.
Oh, you're right, never mind, it is stuck at 11. Never mind, yeah, we're good. Yes. So I did actually pay to... Okay, never mind, so we're at 11.
And if they succeed at the dodge, then that 11 is halved
to 5. Yes, so you are running over 5 people, but only 4 of them can actually make a dodge check right now.
DC 21, that's still the same, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, I did actually pay
None of them make that.
Okay, then they all have to roll toughness versus rank 11 plus 15 is 26.
They all get the use of their armor. $26, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone but the assault agent is taking a wound from that, and the 2 recon agents are trampled. They're not dead, but... I mean, their armor did its job and you crushed the armor instead of their bones, but...
That's, yeah. Yeah, you may move all that can be moved. For coolness factor, the Ice Devils pile drive through this building, so that's neat. There's less wall there now.
Yeah, that was just a door anyway.
Also, my bruises regenerated. Or removed, or whatever.
Yep.
Actually, Tyrant himself doesn't have it on his token, so no big deal.
Uh-huh.
I'll just heal it on fucking Smith.
Do you have anything to overcome the fact that by default you are hindered and vulnerable while holding an opponent?
Yes, I took, there are advantages to get rid of that, and I have them.
Okay.
Specifically, I have every fucking grapple advantage there is. Fast, improved hold, 9 million other things.
Okay.
Specifically, I think it's improved grapple that does it. Improved grab, sorry, not grapple. Derp.
Then I have one last piece of paperwork that I need to complicate all this with.
Sure.
Yes?
When you drag a restrained or bound target with you, they get a strength resistance check against your strength to immobilize you both.
Suppose that's fair.
Brad, roll strength. Roll a nat 20. Well.
So...
None of the trample happens because he holds you still in the middle of the street.
I can't just lift him? Because he's...
Nope.
Actually, hold on.
That's...
Let me check something real
That
quick.
was literally what we just rolled. You rolled your strength to try and lift him, and the devil resisted it.
No, I hold on. Because I think I can have a grapple to where he does not have the grapple condition. Like, I have him, but he doesn't have
I know.
me.
You're thinking 2 or more degrees leave your opponent bound, defenseless, immobile, and impaired. But whether the target is restrained or bound, so long as you're holding your grab on them, when you move, they get a strength check to resist it.
That's lame.
If the target successfully resists, you are immobilized that turn unless you release your hold on the target. So
I
you
wanted
can
to do the cool
fight
thing
him,
where you slam
run
into
right
a wall.
past him, and do your trample on them, but you can't take him with you because he succeeded.
In that case, I would just run past him because it's more important to deal with these guys. Just run
Then
over.
I'll leave the rubble where it is, because he probably still ran to the wall a bit.
Oh no, I turned and slammed into it with my side and pissed off.
Crap! This thing almost bit me.
God, I hate summons so fucking much. Alright, well, no.
That is an incredibly strong summon.
This containment agent is poisoned and gurgling.
Yeah, but it's kind of ass how you can just fart that out.
I had to use extra effort in order to summon him at all.
That's not hard to do.
Considering he used a victory point to do that?
Not hard to do.
It's okay, Skullhat. Just because something is strong doesn't invalidate your character.
It's very irritating.
In any case, Avery. There's stuff going on back there. But more importantly, you see something in the dust.
Ooh.
More importantly, you see someone.
Is it Batman?
If it was Batman, he wouldn't see him.
Is it Doctor Strange?
Unfortunately not.
Can it be Doctor Strangelove?
It is this person, whoever that is.
It's the Green Arrow.
Would you like to try and tell if the body you're in knows this person?
Yeah, so surface thoughts upon observation should tell that.
Yeah, it takes a moment because it's really hard to see.
Yep.
But after a little bit, you realize that the body you're in has orders to shoot this man on sight.
Sweet. Let's kill him and get a reward.
The man in question is currently smirking at you.
Is he visibly armed?
Yes.
Is he wielding?
It's in his hands. He's not aiming it at you.
Okay. Could I get an athletics check from my body for being able to run? DC 15 athletics.
Yes, you're in a recon agent at the moment.
Yep.
Actually, there's no way for him to fail this. He has an athletics of 15.
Then he just runs.
In that case, I'm going to run past and shout over to him, "Come with me if you want to live."
Really?
Yes,
God
really.
damn it!
Do you put sunglasses on as you run?
But I believe I'm already wearing a visor.
Put another one on top of the visor? I don't know.
The man's not currently in combat, so he's going to move on your turn to be in front of you. And I think that's my line.
I assure you, we are both way off the reservation at the moment.
You're going to have a little bit of a chat in a moment, but let's move on to the combat while it's still happening.
And I'm just realizing that it's power level 11, so I have 15 points to spend on it.
Yes, you
I'll
should
do
do
it
that.
next time. I'll worry about it next time. I have to do his other attacks too.
Give it a
Right.
cone of cold or something.
The Ice Devil does not have a turn this round. This containment agent, does he get up? He does not. He's going to continue moaning on the floor. Avery has already had a turn. Assault agents are going to turn towards the giant dinosaur in their midst.
Roar.
They do appear to be wielding shotguns. They are very unusual looking shotguns.
Good for them.
They have 4 barrels.
Jesus Christ, really?
Uh-huh.
It's less shotgun, more like something out of Ratchet and Clank.
This is my boomstick!
Seriously.
Yeah, I need to link you guys a video to watch later, but carry on.
So, this assault agent can see Joseph, clearly, but is aiming at the dinosaur.
I mean, I'd aim at the dinosaur too.
obvious reasons. I don't think anybody is surprised to hear that they're aiming at the dinosaur.
It is wisdom.
Let's see, he aims his gun and opens fire. It hits because you only have a dodge of 10.
Mm-hmm. Less than that. -5 from that.
Oh?
Because I all-out attacked. If I all-out attack, I
yes,
have
you
to
did.
take the penalty.
Yeah.
It lets me turn offense, but my already shitty defense becomes even shittier.
Yes, you are going to be hit by everything. All 4 of his barrels are firing at once.
But, yeah.
Those are not bullets coming out.
Oh?
Are they
Are they
toads?
hamsters?
If you saw him
Hamster
firing
toads.
this gun without you knowing what the gun was, you'd assume it's a flamethrower.
Neat.
But it's not coming out in streams of fire, it's coming out in pellets of fire.
He's got a laser gun.
Great balls of fire.
It
Dark
looks
Horse
like if
specifically
you
has a plasma
white,
gun.
it looks like if you white hot heated, buckshot.
Interesting.
And they are going to impact on you. They have an
Neat.
additional thing in addition to just being hot and hurting. Let's see here. Where is it? Also going to double check Tyrant's defenses right now.
Well,
actual
much like my other
dinosaur mode.
form, much like my other form, I am immune to anything that is rank 11 or below, so...
Yes, you have armored hide. And impervious toughness 22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I spent those points. It allowed me to boost some of his abilities a bit.
Hurrah!
Haru.
I just brought his dodge.
Crew?
Sorry, I just brought his lower stats up.
Brad, by the way, you should totally preemptively stat out a Gru if we're ever in darkness.
No, that's when I cast Magic Missile.
Now here's the part that Tyrant's going to find confusing.
Mm.
See, Tyrant doesn't care about heat.
Generally not.
But this one you do.
Okay.
So I need you to actually make a fortitude test, even though you're typically immune.
There's no typically, I just am, so this is weird.
Yeah, you are, except for you've been acting flippant and they've been scanning you the entire time.
Scanning my other self, not this form, but alright.
The two are
Bad.
linked, and they already know of you.
Whatever that is. Pretty sure it's
22 against... Oh, I always forget. What does the tie go to the person making the roll, or...
You're setting a DC, I have met your DC.
Okay. Congratulations, you are not going to be weakened this time.
Yay. I'd really like to know how the hell they're getting around an immunity to fortitude, though, because
Because that's
bunkum.
the entire point of their scanning devices, to get around your defenses.
It's kind of bunkum.
Not specifically yours, everybody's.
Mm.
They have a conditional cumulating nullify Carry
Yes.
on.
I'm immune to nullify effects for this one, but alright, sure.
You can't be immune to everything.
Yeah, that's kind
Yes, I
of...
can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
go
you
on,
can't
then.
be immune to nullify effects unless you put the maximum immunity on.
In any case, go ahead and roll toughness,
Okay,
which is, I believe, plus 22 or something for you.
correct. It is my one good defense,
You didn't roll all too well at it,
but I have a
but you
big
rolled
number.
well enough to not get a bruise.
Hey,
Right. Assault Agent 1 is going to back up because dinosaur,
because dinosaur.
and he's going to level his big launcher at you.
Neat.
When he fires, it looks like a big version of what the other guy was shooting at you.
Cool, I was waiting for this moment. I would like to spend my heroic point now to act out of turn. I believe that's an option.
I think so. They're not entirely clear on the whole thing. Let me...
Okay, well, check that. Just I knew that was there, so I was kind of waiting on it.
Yeah, no, we've done that before, even if it's not one of the things, so go ahead.
Right, I would like to kick in my SWAT ability, specifically the deflection.
You want to try and deflect this big plasma pellet.
It's more like going into a stance, but more or less, yeah.
Okay. How does deflection work? 'Cause remember we were doing this before and it got weird.
Well, I replaced my passive defenses, dodge, parry, whatever, with an active attempt to hit the thing, basically. You roll to, I believe you roll to hit me, and I roll against. If I win, I get to swat it back at him, and then make an attempt with the very same weapon he just used against me, against him. Because I'm literally pinballing it back. However, I have to win the contest, naturally.
Yes, okay, so... Use your deflect rank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you roll a d20 and add your deflect rank. I think.
Correct.
And you still add 10 to a deflect roll of 10 or less, so you have a minimum roll of 11.
Correct.
Alright, well, you go ahead and roll.
That.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely going to deflect it, because it's not the most accurate weapon, it's just a big, heavy-hitting one.
Now, normally, this would just I'd swat it and it'd be cancelled. However, I took the reflect option, which means it's going back to his face. So now I have to try and hit him with the same weapon, with just using my stats for ranged attack to hit.
Yes.
However, this is accurate, so it's a little better than normal for me, so I believe that's a total of, let's see, 8. Because of all-out attack, it's 13. Okay, so it's just basically the same as a melee for me. That is versus his dodge.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, I have no control over what hit him. It's literally whatever he just tried to hit me with.
Yeah, there's another big white-hot explosion in your face. I say in your face because... Seriously? I say in your face because it's impossible to differentiate from the brightness, whether it happened right in front of you or a few feet away.
Well, from an onlooker's point of view, he levied that thing. I saw it coming. I turned and literally swatted it with my goddamn tail, like whatever the ball was.
Yes. And it hurt your tail, by the way. That actually hurt your tail. It doesn't do anything mechanically, but that hurt.
That stung.
When the light has cleared, he's over here, and, well...
And over there, and over there.
Nah, he's not blown to pieces. What's the third? It goes dazed, something, incapacitated. I forget what the in-between is.
Stunned, I think.
Staggered.
It also depends on what you took.
Staggered.
Yeah, it does depend on what you took.
3 degrees of failure. A staggered character is dazed and hindered.
Yes, so he is staggered. Yeah. He used to be a shiny silverish metal, the front of his armor. Now it's all black.
How do you look an asshole?
And
I don't
the
say
last
that, but I
assault
think
agent
he
Yes.
tries not to speak in this form.
is going to open fire on you again. Please make me another fortitude.
Not really. Deflect is a stance. It gets deflected again.
Well, okay, you can try.
I mean, yes, there is a chance that...
But you... Okay, yeah, it actually doesn't hit you first.
I'll add 10 to that, so 28.
Yes, so 24.
24, sorry, I'm dumb.
Well, actually, no, sorry. It makes it so it adds it to your roll first, though I guess in this case it doesn't matter. Yeah. They really need to rephrase how they word that. But yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So wait,
yes,
no,
24.
sorry, 29 because of all-out attack. Sorry, that's 29.
Okay.
If that beats, then I attempt to hit him back with it. I have rumbled, you buttholes. That's against dodge. If it misses, it misses.
Yeah, you deflected it, but it missed.
Yeah, he sees me, the tail swings by again, it hits the tail and scatters.
This containment agent is dazed. Run away.
Run away, run away. I have rumbled, you fools. You rely on guns.
This containment is also dazed. Run away. Recon agent number 5. He's gonna run over here, gingerly step over the body of his friend, and continue scanning the T-Rex. Mostly because he hasn't noticed the devil with what's going on. He's probably going to regret that decision. Recon agent number 3 will actually get up. He does notice the ice devil. And he's going to start scanning that instead. Recon agent 4.
It makes whatever sounds an ice devil makes.
Some kind of insectoid clicking, I would imagine. Recon agent 4 does not get up. He continues groaning in pain on the ground. Throglax.
I actually have a thing I can do with this. I forgot I can speed up my movement a bit. Exactly how hindered is our vision right now?
I believe it's total visual concealment. And auditory.
I'm relying on my nose to see things right now.
Okay. I'm not sure what penalties it's going to take, but he's going to use his claw shot arrow to try to attack this square. And pull us both over there.
Can he even do that with this kind of concealment is the question.
You said it was total?
Yeah, he's not trying to hit a specific thing. He's just firing off the arrow and letting it drag us wherever it takes us. Yeah, I'm actually not sure where that would be in this book because it's so badly organized.
Which square are you launching at? Sorry?
I was going to launch it down into here.
Okay, so towards the source of gravity nonsense going on.
Yep.
What's the range on that?
With the movement and hampering going on, 250 feet. It's normally a rank 5 movement.
As long as he's within the sphere of influence, then yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to hit whatever you're shooting at, essentially.
Yeah, it has to hit something in that square, yeah.
Okay, make an attack roll. Just make an attack roll.
Yeah, the exact way I worded it was that it requires an attack check using his attack's normal range and bonuses. I'm just... Yeah, his range combat bows is 12. Doesn't look good.
Yeah. You're gonna learn something. So you can't see it, but the arrow goes flying straight through the broken areas of the walls, just, through the air, past the corner of the building. What do I need you to roll for this?
Make me a question.
I want you to roll agility for me.
Actually, hold on.
That is for Joseph, not for Throglax.
Okie doke. Would help if all my pages didn't look exactly the same.
Yeah, what exactly is on the end of this arrow?
That's... Honestly, I never thought it through that far. I figured it was like the claw shot from Zelda, so a little claw that grapples whatever it hits.
Joseph has been grappled.
Well, not literally grappled, but he hit me somehow with the what?
The arrow fired, went through the broken corner of that building, and somewhere past there did a complete 180 to hit you.
And then it pulls us with it, so we go, woo!
And then right back to where you're going.
That must be very
Infinitely?
weird. Just spitting.
Yeah, that raises so many questions about how this thing actually works. This is like that thing where the guy had the armor that stops any weapon and the weapon that breaks any armor.
No.
Knowing us, we'll
Repeat,
get
is
into
this-
that argument at some point.
So hold on, this is just some kind of rope arrow that's meant to pull Throglax to where the arrow lands, or
It is, but it's magical. What it does is it fires off, and whatever it hits, it magically pulls Throglax and whoever he's carrying towards it.
I think this, considering that it got deflected off of some unknown barrier over there, then that you two are just going to take a tumble 10 feet in that direction. Probably, maybe.
That makes sense to me.
Or at worst, or at minimum, Throglax maybe gets pulled off your shoulder.
Well, he's due to the way the power works, he can't. So
Okay.
Yeah, so you just get pulled a bit in that direction.
okay, so I just moved myself 10 feet over.
Yep.
Ow, son of a bitch!
Recon Agent 1, do you get up? You do
I don't
not.
think
I think he does if you're giving him the choice.
I did not mean to do that. Joseph, you're up, not Kaylee.
Well, I'm gonna keep move. Yeah, I can't unsummon him, so I'm gonna use my move action to move another 30 feet towards Kaylee.
Will you do anything with your standard?
I'm going to use it as a move to direct the Ice Devil to attack.
Are you directing to attack the people or the T-Rex?
He only has one statted attack. He's gonna use it. It's an area attack.
Okie dokie.
I need to stat his other attacks, and I'm just gonna do it next time because I can give them a whole bunch of variables.
is it like a sweep or ice storm or something weird? Or do we
We'll
not
get to that on the Ice Devil's turn. Miss Murphy.
What sort of perception do I need to roll here to tell what's going on?
Roll awareness for me.
Can you see through your own weirdness, or
She can
it's
sense
not-
by mass.
Yeah, she could sense things with gravity, but she can't actually see through rubble.
Mm-hmm.
interesting?
Her eyes are not special.
Special eye.
So you mean perception, right?
I mean awareness.
I don't have an awareness skill.
But
It's
yeah,
an
no,
ability.
it's that.
It's a base stat.
Oh. Ew.
I believe perception is still a skill, though, that you can roll and
Perception
It
is the
is.
skill, but I'm
presuming you don't have it, yeah.
Well, I do. I have tons of it. but-
yes, I don't want her to roll perception.
Interesting. Alright.
Okay, well.
You still rolled well. There's two very big things over there now. As well as, people with guns, and you already knew that.
Yeah.
Like, there are some very big things. You didn't know there were living things that big that lived in this area.
As a question on the side, if you want me to be rolling that, I'm going to need points back for my stuff, too.
No. You'll be rolling perception most of the time. Just right here, one
Okay.
awareness. I would say it would become clear, but you might never know the reason. So, who knows?
Yeah, she's leaving.
Does that mean she's going to stop concentrating on making the debris field?
She can still concentrate.
And slowly leave.
Well, that just takes up her standard.
Yeah, I assume you're going to start flying away.
Uh-huh, she's going to fly flying straight north. I assume this ends poorly.
Yes, how far could she move?
Far.
Right. You'll get out to about the middle of the street, and then I need you to make an agility test.
Sweet.
Okay. So our, warp shaper here flies out to the middle of the street, and then she suddenly can tell there's a wall in front of her, even though she can't see anything. And she's moving a little bit too quickly to actually just stop on a dime. You touch the wall that's invisible, and you don't actually even know you're touching it, but your gravity senses are telling you there is something that exists right here. And you are flung back to the middle of the street.
Right. What path does she take?
Oh,
If
it
she-
flings you, into the air. You are high
Okay.
above the ground right
Oh,
now.
I'm mostly thinking this thing's huge. So if she clips it, it's gonna get hurt. Otherwise, she's just fine.
It tries,
You
to,
did not.
it tries to grab you as a reaction. Not really.
No.
That'd be awesome, though.
So, is she taking any hits here?
No, you did not hit anything on the way there, and you did not run into anything. And no, you were not getting hurt by this. It just flung you.
Okay, so she doesn't hit the ground or anything.
No, you're flying still.
Okay. Well, then everyone can take their damage resist.
Yes, everyone make your dodge, and then... Well, actually, it doesn't matter if you make your dodge. Just roll toughness against effect rank 16.
Effect DC 16.
Yes, DC, yes.
Subtle
Yes.
difference.
A little bit.
Giant difference.
Massive, humongous, tremendous. I would really like it if this man got beaten in the side of the head with a trap, like it's just a random bit of can and just collapsed.
Well, you managed
It
to
would make
knock
my
out
day.
Froglax. Because I'm pretty sure the effect rank isn't reduced to 0 even though he takes half ranks.
It's not, no.
The ice devil's
Okay.
still fine.
Right, so in that order, this guy's fine. This guy takes a bruise.
Did Tharbox just go down?
Yeah, he's a minion.
Yeah, he only has one.
Huh.
Which reminds me, these guys are as well, so they don't take bruises, they're just down.
Oh, goodness.
Luckily, he's still stuck to me.
That is good, yes.
So the question here is, the recon agent Avery is possessing would take a wound, but I assume because Avery is a player character, he can take bruises now.
I should think so.
That would make the most sense to me. In any case, a piece of rubble just hit you upside the head.
Ah. I thought this helmet was supposed to protect against that.
They have no helmets.
I thought this stylish cap was supposed to protect against that.
Evidently not. Mr. Smith.
There is no Smith. There was only Tyrant.
Yes, there is only Tyrant.
Actually, hold on. Before anything else,
Look at
I
that
will roll
delicious girl
athletics
flying
to
through the
run. I succeeded on athletics to run.
Barely.
Is either out? It's very
Yes,
simple.
that's
right?
it, yes.
Yeah, that's Rampage. So, same as before. Dodge versus DC 21. For Assault Agent 1, 2, and Containment Agent 3, and Recon Agent 1 just gets stepped on.
Side question: are you using like all-out attack for an AOE?
No. I
Okay.
most definitely not.
I'm just making sure because like all those can't apply, which sucks. But
I'm aware of that. Yeah, no, I've never applied them to that. I made sure of that.
okay.
None of them are dodging.
Okay, well, DC 26.
Rank 11.
Yeah, so yeah, rank 11, so DC 26. Keeping in mind your bruises and what's.
Ooh. Well, the guy on the ground up here is still getting his... Okay. These two, well, they continue to be down. This guy goes down, but...
Stomp.
Containment Agent number 1 is fine. I mean, he's still on the ground and in pain, but he's not stomped on further.
Hmm.
Assault Agents.
Not Assault Agent number 2. Oh, you're rolling for them, sorry.
Ooh.
Salt agent.
Salty Agents.
Well... Assault Agent number 1 here does not take any more damage from that.
Good.
He'll just stagger backwards out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
Assault Agent number 2 is... Well, he's in a crater. He rolled a 1.
Yeah, he's down. Well, the first part is more accurate than the second part. The second part would him be standing still doing that.
In any case, that is your movement.
Yes, and I will use my standard to just do deflect normally. So I just slam my tail against the ground and look like a batter about to swing.
Batter.
That's why I took Rampage, so I can do shit like that and still be defensive. Yeah, I reactivated the deflector, whatever,
Yes.
and yeah.
I thought it was just so you could say rampage.
That containment
And then
agent
there
is
is
on the
that,
ground. Avery, you have a man in front of you who continues to be smirking at you.
Probably a little harder because you just got donked back in the head.
Yes, he did visibly restrain a laugh.
Say, I don't suppose you happen to know why I might have orders to shoot you on sight?
Well, I was going to bring up how you didn't do that, so you're obviously not actually one of their soldiers.
No, no, I'm just catching a lift.
We'll get to that in a minute. Would you like a way out of here?
That's what I've been looking for over here.
You won't find one that way.
Of course I won't.
To be frank with you, whoever you are, they knew you were coming and or made sure you were coming.
Yeah, that latter one sounds about right. You any idea why there's a freaking dinosaur back there? Just out of curiosity.
I have theories.
Great, let's talk theories over there in the shelter behind that cop car.
No, you'll want to come over here. And he comes marching off this way. He's not nearly as hampered by the debris storm as you seem to be.
I will redraw the recon agent's sidearm and follow.
The Ice Devil. It's a devil of ice.
Yep, its one stated attack is a 120-foot selected sphere of in this case ice damage.
Sphere is in on
Sphere.
itself, or like
It's
thrown?
a 120-foot radius burst.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought maybe it was like a fireball or something.
That's
Ice
going to hit
ball.
everything.
Directed on itself. That's selective. So that's going to hit everybody in the area except for me and the person I was trying to rush over there to save, who I don't know isn't over there anymore.
Well, it hit the two people who were down here that it does not know are there.
Well, it doesn't know they're not I and it don't know they're not enemies anyway, so it would hit them anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Last time Joseph saw Casper, Casper was Casper, not random Joe on the street.
It is a rank 11 area damage effect.
All right, so
So-
everyone gets a dodge. Except Miss Murphy.
Because she's unaffected, along with me.
And
There's a whole lot of
Tyrant,
people who can't make dodges, though.
Tyrant is actually immune to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're not immune to its other attacks, though. It's got penetrating 11.
Interesting.
If this
That
is
means I
a
do need a roll. Alright then.
No,
If this is a-
this one doesn't have penetrating 11. Its other two attacks do.
Ah, okay, so this one doesn't, so this is the one I am immune to. Okay, gotcha.
if this is like an aura of terrible, terrible cold, wouldn't alternate resistance fortitude be appropriate?
I think this is more of a icicle sprouting thing.
Yeah, it's.
Hailstorm.
I don't want to change. I don't want to change anything but descriptors on the way this thing works because I'm
Okay.
going to have it be several different creatures. So.
So how would you describe what it's doing right now?
Well, yeah. So it's damage with the cold descriptor. So, like you said, icicles are growing out of the ground, and that should leave the entire area covered in ice too. So, however the DM thinks that should affect things going forward is up to him.
It'll probably get worn down pretty quickly by the debris.
And the dinosaur.
But yeah, there's bumpy. But yeah, there's ice everywhere. Icicles is sprouted from the ground.
This guy goes down.
Plus that means more sharp debris. Yay!
Yes, it does. Avery, you are walking along, and, with the debris, you could barely see what's in front of you, and suddenly an icicle has poked you right in the chest plate. It shattered on your chest plate, but there's a big icicle there that wasn't there any before.
Great.
And winter has come is officially the shittest day.
All the elements are ganging up on me now. Earth, water. What's next? Don't answer that.
Fire and apparently the element of dinosaur.
Yes, the dinosaur element. Containment agent number 1 will actually get up. He's going to look around and,
See the craters, corpses.
Did people actually roll damage against that?
Yes, no, I'm not rolling publicly here.
Which is fair.
Ian rolls my damages because it's not it's not my body, it's someone else's. Tyrant's
Right.
immune. Kaylee was excluded, so pretty much just the enemies had to roll against that.
Yes,
Even
and one
if
went
you-
down, the other two resisted.
Okay, gotcha.
This containment agent is going to hold a hand to the side of his head and run inside the building through the rubble.
It's gone to shit, it's gone to shit. Trying to kill Tyrant was the worst idea. Why did we think this would work?
There's a
Speaking
giant
of
ice
that,
dinosaur in the middle of the road.
as we come around to their turn, there's a rumbling below the ground.
Neat. I'm
I
assuming
would
I can't-
say make a dodge check, but there's nowhere you can actually dodge to within the amount of time you would need.
Interesting.
Yeah, Avery's got the right idea there. Except it's not an airstrike, it's a ground strike.
Interesting.
Yeah,
the
I'm
ground-
not on the ground.
I don't know how to describe it other than the ground explodes.
I'll in the mole then, yes. Well, at least I'm taking a fucker with me.
Yes, the ground is exploding.
Well, this is different.
And yes, both of these assault agents are going down because of it.
Setting off a goddamn nuke under my feet. Why is there a nuke under my feet? Why is it nuking part of the city?
It's not a nuke.
What
but
if
I mean,
there's pipes down there, you know?
I
It's
do need you to
intended.
roll toughness.
Fair enough. I rolled poorly.
Yeah, you are staggered. This is a damage 20 effect.
Yeah, well, I'm staggered. That's a big deal.
That actually hurt.
Perrin, starts shaking his head, coughs. Says the first thing Tyrannosaurus has ever said ever. Ow.
Yes, everyone in the area who is close enough, which is basically just Miss Murphy, you have heard a dinosaur speak.
And then it turns its head this way. It says, that was rude.
I need the Ice Devil to make a toughness test.
Of course. I didn't know if it was just hitting him or everybody.
No, the ground is exploding.
There is no ground, there was explosions.
To be fair, the ground is only exploding in a radius of, there-ish. But the ground is exploding.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not on the ground.
Well, good to know they're not worried about hitting their own guys.
You have to be prepared for collateral damage when you're taking down a gravity manipulator, a T-Rex, a wizard, you know.
I'm not even that great a spellcaster.
Yes, okay. So the Ice Devil's a minion, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's going to go down.
It disappears if it goes down.
Yes, so it's going to fall into a hole with the ensuing rubble, and yeah.
Poof. Bye, we'll see you next time.
I have a question for Miss Murphy.
Actually, I'm going to do a last ditch effort to save it, and actually, wait, we have total concealment. He can't see me. I can't use my thing.
Yeah, you can't see it right now.
Never mind.
I'm helping.
The question I have for Miss Murphy is related to that. Would the combination of shock and surprise of one being flung into the middle of the street high in the air, and two, the ground exploding, be enough to stop her concentrating?
I think there's a good enough chance.
And 3, the Tyrannosaurus did just talk.
She should probably.
Well, she doesn't even know that's a Tyrannosaurus. She can't even see him.
Good point.
Mechanically, no, but from a common sense perspective, she should probably have to make some sort of check.
Mm-hmm.
Or she could make a check to want to be able to see what on earth is going on below her. Considering something just exploded.
Well, it's worth bothering to make her make a check if she could see what's going on before it's too late to do anything about it. Because otherwise she'll eventually see what it is anyways for story reasons.
Actually, go ahead and make me a perception. Yeah, you are aware that it is the dinosaur that just spoke.
What? Oh.
Just from a flavor perspective, I sort of envision all of my magic being poured into this being, and then a beam of energy flowing back into my body when it's destroyed.
Fair enough. There's a big glittery light show as the Ice Devil falls into a hole in the rubble.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and skip to Throglax because these people are not getting up this turn.
Throglax is still down.
Yes, Throglax is down. So, Joseph, the ground exploded.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling I'm pretty fucked. I'm gonna try to heal Throglax. how does healing actually work?
Is it actually like the heal of power?
Cure critical wounds is a rank 11 healing effect.
I think it's like for each rank you can heal up to 1 bruise or something. You might want to.
You make a standard action to take a DC 10 healing check.
I think I got it.
Each degree of success heals 1 damage condition.
And since he only has 1 damage condition, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. You have healed your buddy. You still have a movement action.
Yep, I'm going to keep moving over. Yeah, there's absolutely no way I could have seen Warp Shaper go flying, so I'm going to keep going to a rest known position.
Is this
Because my plan was to rush over there and teleport around.
Oh, yeah, I was just making sure it actually is gone and not.
Miss Murphy, would you like to see what's going on around you?
Yeah, plus she just randomly flew into something and got thrown around, so she needs to be able to see now.
The debris field is dropping.
Clunk, 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 clunk,
Yes,
clunk.
all the pieces of rubble and dust that were being blown around just dropped to the ground.
And all the ice.
And all the ice. Congratulations, everyone can see again. I would draw the rubble representative of the street right now, but that would be a lot of rubble.
Yeah, yep.
Barney rubble?
I'm guessing it's difficult terrain now.
Yes. There is no sidewalk anymore. There is no street anymore. It is all just jagged rocks and awfulness. You can see remnants of wiring that makes you think it was probably pre-laid explosives and stuff.
Oh, great, and now she's over there. I've been wasting my time.
I will note now that everyone is aware there are only a few moving things left in the street. The one recon agent that Avery is possessing, an unknown man next to him, a dinosaur, a flying girl, and a flying man with a kobold on his shoulder.
This is a weird fucking scenario.
Gee,
Well,
I wonder whose fault that is.
Not sure. Well, is combat over-ish?
Combat's over for maybe a minute.
Okay, then I'm gonna completely heal up then.
Are you? Because she's totally gonna throw some shit at you and run away. You're a fucking dinosaur.
Well, as soon as my turn comes around, I at least heal the bruise, so we'll get to that when we get to that.
Combat is going to be over for right this moment, because with it cleared, the man standing next to Avery is going to walk out into the middle of the street and yell at all of you. There's going to be more of them coming. If you want to leave, come over here.
So she's already flying upwards and away.
As soon as she gets 100 feet above the street here, she's going to get flung back down to the exact same spot.
Tyrant watches that and snorts.
I'm flying over the
You owe me restaurant. He says, passing by her, probably almost at her height, because he's 30 feet tall. Oh no, I'm
I
actually
don't
how
even
high
know
up
he
is she?
attacked my ice devil, do I? Damn it.
Actually, he's respectful to keep that distance. He's not going to get that close to you.
Tyrant, make a perception for me.
Okay. For him, real quick though, is it a scent based on the you could smell? Because
Yes,
it's different.
it is scent.
Oh, in that case, he just... I mean, it's acute, accurate, counters concealment sight, tracking...
Yes, the
Any
only
of that.
reason I need you to roll is because it is a distance away right now.
Fair enough.
I'm going to activate Arcane Sight.
You can smell something coming. It smells like more people.
He's right. There's more. Probably
I'm
have
going to
more
activate
guns.
Arcane Sight and look around and see what I can see.
You see nothing. You don't even detect that magic you detected earlier anymore. What is Miss Murphy doing?
More guns, always more guns.
You said she could kind of feel something when she got close to that thing?
Yeah, when she gets close to either of the boundaries there, she could tell that they were there with her sense of, things in space, but she can't see them or feel them. As soon as she gets within contact of it, she's flung backwards.
So she's not really thinking straight yet, so she's going to be up at it, trying to tear at it, basically, with whatever powers she can throw at it. Probably did nothing happening.
Yes, nothing is happening as you do that. The unknown man here is going to watch her doing this and turn to Joseph as the only other flying person here. Could you go get our young friend there?
I can try.
Why bother?
Hello?
No, stay back.
I've been trying to save you this whole time.
Who the hell are you?
Somebody who doesn't like watching young girls get attacked by government agents.
You have no idea. You should not be this close to me.
Better?
Not nearly enough.
Man's going to yell up as he sees they're talking. Look, I understand it's been a busy day, but we really do need to leave.
I motion towards him. Okay.
Tyrant just yawns.
Get out of here.
It's probably frightening as all fuck.
The man is doing his level best not to look at Tyrant.
Are we done shivering in the corner?
She'll land a good distance away and just glare, mostly at the asshole making flippant remarks.
Who happens to be a dinosaur.
Yeah, she's not really sure what to make of this. Hence why she's over here.
Right. Over here.
Thud, thud.
So, how'd you end up here, Lizard?
I'd be insulted if I didn't know you were an imbecile for saying that.
Right.
And Throg
Why
thought
are you
were
not
talking about
shooting
him.
at me?
I believe we'll get to that in a moment. If all of you
Not
would
you,
step
him.
on... Yes,
He looks like
I
him.
know. And like I said, we'll get to that in a moment. If all of you would step onto the dirt path, please.
I won't
I ran and
fit.
step on it.
Then make yourself fit.
Irritating.
That's a funny place to keep a city park.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Just suddenly small. And not wearing any clothes.
Just follow the dirt path to the end, and very specifically, stay on the dirt path.
Irritating. Very irritating.
The man is going to continue waiting until Miss Murphy has come to do the same thing.
Approaching slowly.
He's still holding an assault rifle, but he's not aiming it at anyone. He's mostly just glancing back at where all the government agents came from.
On that note, I guess she is bleeding. Where did she get shot again?
The legs.
Yeah.
She didn't actually get shot. She got winged. Like, she has little cuts on her legs, but no actual bullet wounds.
I will heal them.
If that requires
if-
touch, she's not letting you anywhere near her.
The man is going to continue waving towards the dirt path and anxiously looking back at where all the men with guns came from.
Don't move
Avery's-
behind me.
Avery's been in weirder situations. He waves to Joseph. Hi again.
Oh yeah, I do still have my arcane sight going. Hey there.
Uh,
Yeah, I should probably see something weird about him with my arcane sight going.
Yeah, you can. You're not entirely sure what it is, but he has a different aura.
Well,
One
I'm going
second.
to assume I've probably seen ghosts before.
Yes, but this is not a typical magic ghost.
The possession is subtle by default, but it would be detectable by if you're capable of detecting the descriptors.
Okay,
as
this whole
Mr.
thing is the whole list of things he has is counters concealment, counters illusion, detect magic, extend range.
As people start to reach the end of the path, the man's going to yell ahead, "Don't turn around yet."
Don't what yet?
Turn around.
Or else I'm going to see your heart breaking. Ace of
I don't know if I
Okay.
was clear about this, but looking forward probably isn't too pleasant considering Mr. Smith is naked. I don't just grow clothes. It's nonsense.
Oh yeah, that's the nonsense.
Yeah, that's the nonsense part, naturally.
Yeah, Kaylee looks back.
At the moment, she sees nothing. The man
cast
glares
Blade
at her
of
and tells her to keep
Sea.
looking forward.
You don't tell me what to do. Walks backwards.
So, does this count as us literally being led down the garden path, or...
I don't know what that means.
Alright, hold on just a second. You can hear him visibly count down from 5. Audibly, not visibly. I'm done.
I was about to ask.
Like big numbers appear in
Yes,
there.
the numbers appear in your mind.
I just
When
realized
you-
I can use my prestidigitation point to create clothing.
You could if you want to, yes.
Because I can make it a single rank of proportional permanent.
Alright, you can turn around now.
How much volume
turn.
did one rank give you?
You turn, boop.
We've been booped.
We're returning to this map for a moment. You're still on the dirt path. There's an empty expanse of blackness behind you.
Interesting.
Does
Okay,
anyone have
dude.
any reaction to this?
That was mine.
Besides, like, where can she move? Like,
The
only
only
the
place
path?
that seems to exist is the dirt path.
That she's not moving, and not talking, and barely breathing.
Avery lifts that scanner and points it at this guy. Just
He appears to be default human.
no beep.
No beep.
You picked up one of those things.
Okay, so wait. So just to make sure, Mr. Smith is naked, right?
Yep.
I'm going to use my prestidigitation point to turn that into a create effect that's proportional and permanent, and make you some pants.
I am now wearing pants. You seem surprised by the sudden pantsing.
Yes, pants have been magically placed onto the dinosaur man.
Are they purple and torn?
Sure.
Okay, come on.
That's useful.
Yeah,
Wish I could do that.
I think it's time you explain why we're what we're. No, you can
Just
just
what-
explain everything. Start from the beginning. That sounds great.
Starting from the beginning sounds great. Follow me down to the other end of this path and do the same thing, and we'll be somewhere a bit, better on the eye.
Shrug. Do as he says.
The man will stand aside a bit and let everyone march past him as he stares at Miss Murphy to see if she recovers at all.
Oh, she's not completely immobile. She's just kind of hunched back inside herself, if possible.
She's like trying to do like withdraw into her shell, despite not having one.
Well, she can make one if you want.
I use my
Like a turtle, just like.
prestidigitation point.
She's done that already. No one really liked the result.
The man reaches out a hand for a moment before pulling it back again. Look, I understand this place is not exactly friendly. Just walk to the other end of the path and we'll be out of here.
Quick question. Does she feel anything?
She can feel the people around her. Besides that, no.
You know there's nothing here, right?
Yes, I try not to think about it. I also try to stay here for as little time as possible.
Okay. Yeah, she moves quickly.
Everyone moves to the other end of the path and turns around.
Yeah, it says cheater because I used Guillemot in a chat message one moment. There we go. Carry on.
That's an interesting default thing for it to say.
I sometimes use Guillemot as quotes, but yeah, because it uses Guillemot to wrap the rolls, it thinks that you're trying to fake a roll. Carry on.
When you turn around again, you're not on a dirt path anymore. You're in a large... You're not sure how to describe what the room is. It looks like you're in the sewers, but there's no actual sewer here. There are two very large generators.
I like this room. It's big.
You notice there are no entrances or exits to this room.
I can just make my own, to be completely honest. I'm not worried. I believe I was promised an explanation.
By Bigby's beard, how the hell did I end up here?
Who's Big
walked.
B?
He created the Bigby's hand spells.
I think we have Barbara.
Someone's breathing into the microphone too much. Probably should have expected that.
I used to prank.
Do I
you think
get an
used to know who you
explanation
guys
or
were?
not? If not, I need to go discuss with the lady how she's going to pay for my restaurant.
Where to begin?
I used prestidigitation to make a single gold piece.
And the pants disappear.
Pretty much. He doesn't seem very bothered by it.
That's actually not how that works.
Oh, so I still have pants? Alright, well, that's good for all of you then.
Well, with that one point, I can make a single permanent creation. And I can keep doing that until I have lots of things, but I'm going to not abuse that.
I get the feeling this might be simpler if we first establish to each of you why you're all here together.
Because you brought us here.
Yes, but why were you all in that same place when they came and attacked?
Because she was eating at my restaurant.
Yes, and the other two?
We're presumably also going to eat at my restaurant.
Well, I was minding my business about 4 miles. I was going to say that away, but we're not on the street anymore.
West, east, north, south.
I'm here because somebody found a way to weaponize a long-range dream catcher. How's about that?
That sounds dumb.
I was following magic.
That sounds slightly less dumb.
So with that in mind, someone purposefully drew all 4 of you into that area. Well, to be more precise, they drew 3 of you into that area because you, and he points to Mr. Smith, were already there.
I work there. Worked. May continue to work.
They may rebuild. They might move somewhere else. Can't really comment on that one. This might be simpler. Do any of you have a pertinent question before I try to explain everything that's happened to all of you?
Why do I
You know
care?
how to open an interdimensional portal? Because I never got to.
You should care because they're going to continue trying to do this.
That's no different than every other day of my entirety of my existence.
Then you should care because there may be a way to stop them from trying to do this.
Now
If
you
nothing
have my
else,
attention.
it would be less annoying.
You have my
Well,
attention.
I would sort of like to get back to my world, so if you know how to do that, that'd be great.
I don't. There might be others who do, but I don't know them.
Yeah, only question I really got is, why would someone go to all the effort of dragging, no offense, all the four of us into one place, and then just go ahead and dick around by throwing guys in uniforms out and causing 3 different scales of earthquakes? Who does that?
And accomplishing absolutely nothing. That would be your government.
Well,
Accomplished
they do.
nothing so far, because I stepped in. They would have continued until they accomplished something otherwise.
So
Well,
there would
I
be a
know
very
you-
large pile of corpses, and I would continue my existence. Neat.
I know one person who would, but I don't see how he could be responsible for this.
The mystery man will turn towards Miss Murphy as the one person who has not spoken up at all.
What?
Nothing to say.
What the hell are you expecting this? What even is this?
Reality. Horrible, horrible reality, torn from the illusion that your government puts up every day.
This room, specifically, is one of the few places where they have no idea where you currently are at the moment.
Really? I live here.
That is technically possible.
Good.
I imagine you would get bored.
I suppose.
Alright, to be blunt, I'm only prepared to confidently state that 2 of you are human. He points to Mr. Smith. I know you're not.
Correct.
And he points to Joseph. I think you call yourself human. I don't think you're the same kind of human.
I believe there's an elf on my maternal grandmother's side, but
Yes, we don't have elves here.
I start swearing in Elvish.
He blinks a few times, and nobody here understands what you're saying. Except possibly, Avery. I don't know if he will extend to that.
Depends on. Honestly, this depends on. Is it Tolkien?
Good question.
I would assume it actually is Tolkien Elvish. Probably with other words thrown in because it's an actual living, breathing language, but I think its base would probably be...
It'd be like if Elvish was an actual language and evolved for a couple hundred years. So there's still the basic structure, but...
Because Kaylee might recognize the sound at that point, but nothing else.
I do have an eidetic memory, and I'm good at picking up languages. It is reasonable to assume I have read Tolkien by this point in history.
You probably met him.
Yes, but I don't believe you would remember that.
Yeah, actually,
He
wrote the books, so you know he possessed them and made him write them.
Yeah, see? He is him.
Avery keeps lower profiles than that.
Regardless of his gibbering, anything else to state that is obvious?
The group that was after you there is not, strictly speaking, a part of the U.S. government. They are related. They take
Shadow
their money
government.
from the budget of the U.S. government.
Then again.
Alright, let's lay cards on the table. We don't know what they call themselves, but those of us like me who are aware of this group existence calls them the Prejudicium. Those of you who know your
food.
language will understand what that means.
Yeah, food.
I have a feeling you declare a lot of things to be food.
You said
Mr.
prey.
Smith.
Food. You said prey. That is food.
Different prey.
Oh, that one. Right.
Yes. To be blunt, their entire goal in life is to find beings like the four of you, either kill you or capture you, and then take you apart to determine exactly how it is you work.
Yeah. Mr. Smith starts looking around rapidly and just starts sniffing. I just heard a rabbit. Oh,
He'll look over towards Miss Murphy.
That was her. I didn't know humans could make that sound. Can you make that sound? He just looks at the recon agent 1, but you know. Sounded exactly like a rabbit.
Rabbits scream like humans.
How is Miss Murphy doing?
Do they?
Well, now she's blushing because this asshole's talking about her like that.
Yes, he is kind of, yeah.
The man in front of you coughs. Yes. It is within my best interest to not have that happen.
Oh, and what is your interest in it?
Don't go thinking I'm entirely selfless.
I
You
never
saw
thought that.
Yes, I imagine you didn't. You saw that their weaponry is much better.
Annoying.
To be frank, if they were to discover ways to use what you call magic, sir, he points to Joseph, and however you are designed, Mr. Smith, I would be utterly terrified of this group.
You would not want more of me.
Well, you're gonna have problems. Anybody can learn to do magic.
Teach me.
I'm not a wizard.
You just said anyone can learn.
Yes, it doesn't mean I can teach anybody.
That is redundant and silly.
That might be the case that anyone can learn where you come from. Might not be as much here.
Alright, this is a mighty wide bush you're beating around here. Look, we're all still here. We're all still breathing. How about you get on to your end of the explanation?
Why do you care that beyond not wanting them to have access to what we can do, why did you bother to try and make effort to save us? Unless that is your only reason and you are some sort of... What do they call these things? Like rebels, but not... Politer word?
I want to tear down the entire Praejudicium until there is nothing left of it.
Ah, see, I like that. For refreshing bluntness. Yes, I agree.
Yes, I imagined after they attacked the four of you, you might be willing to assist me in this, at least to some small degree.
The less groups that are after me, the better.
I already hate this world.
Is there another one?
Several.
Can we go to them?
If I could figure out how to, do you think I'd still be here?
Fair point. When you figure out, bring me with you.
Your world smells like burnt dinosaur. Your world smells like burnt dinosaur remains.
That it would be the oil.
The man will turn towards Miss Murphy, seeing as how she separates herself from the others, and therefore he has to look back and forth.
There, now she's equidistant.
So are you just a traitor, or... That's directed at... Well... Recon Agent 1.
Yes, I believe we would like an explanation of that. To clarify, I know this man is not with the Praejudicium. They've all been trained, for lack of a better word, to shoot on sight of seeing my face instinctively.
The better word you are looking for is brainwashed.
Yes, but there's There's a better word for it. I'll let you know if I remember.
Enchanted?
Dominated.
In any case, he did not do this, so I know he hasn't had that training.
Condition.
Small,
Yes.
small point of order. By tomorrow morning, I probably will again. It's complicated.
Should I tear your head off now, then?
You know this guy's a ghost possessing this dude, right?
No.
Blink.
Yeah, that.
That is news.
I must be dreaming.
That would explain some of what they've been doing recently.
A ghost possession. Should I get a jar for you for when this corpse, or soon-to-be corpse, no longer functions for you?
I've been there. It's not fun, and no, he's still very much alive.
I know, but you said your control would fade. I'm going to snap his neck.
I just facepalm.
I'd rather you didn't. Their bodies do have...
Does he retain memories of what's going on this moment as you control him?
They usually don't.
So snap his neck, then.
Not while I'm in here, please.
Fair.
Miss Murphy, would you come back over here, please?
Mm-hmm.
She's scared. She doesn't want to.
That's understandable, but it's not as though there's anywhere to go in here.
That's supposed to reassure me.
How about this? Any one of us could kill you from any distance within this room, presumably. Or, if not kill, at least very much inconvenience you. So, no matter where you are in this room, you're no more safe than you are over there. So
For
stop
God's
making
sake.
the poor bastard quiver and stand up.
Am I carrying a taser anywhere? Not in that pocket. Not in that pocket.
It's
I
that
don't want to
pocket.
stand next to this guy anymore.
That pocket there. No, your other... The left pocket. They pulled it out on me already.
You
No,
are
that's
carrying a taser.
Yes, that's the one. They hit me with it already. It doesn't do anything. Well, I presume it's supposed to. It just... Yeah, it's me.
Right, I'm standing a little bit further from the sociopath.
He's used to it.
Miss Murphy, no one here is going to hurt you.
Exactly why should I believe that for a second?
Well, it seems that at least two of the others here with you are mostly good-doing people, even if one is a ghost, so I can't be entirely certain about that.
I do good.
I did power one of your abilities for you during that battle.
And the man who can become a dinosaur...
Other way around.
Fair enough. The dinosaur who could become a man has no actual interest in killing you, I would think.
None whatsoever. I don't kill innocents. I make a point of that.
Oh, freaking weird T-Rexes.
I don't know what a were is.
I come from the greatest D&D universe ever.
In any case, what do we call you, Mr. Ghost? And
I
same
was
to
just
you,
going to call him
Mr.
Spooky.
Magic.
My name's Joseph.
That is an oddly common name.
I've been Tom's, Richard's, Harry's. Just call me Avery.
Well, in fairness, my entire family has common names. My mother was Mary, and my father was Cremexalon.
He amuses me.
Wait, you don't know them, but why do you know me?
Yes, well, to answer that question along with another, you asked if I was a traitor. That depends on your definition of traitor.
Person who turned on his fellows for self-benefit?
Yes, I was due to become one of them. I chose not to.
Oh, so it was when that Batman fellow didn't join the League of Assassins.
I would say it is more along the lines of the Hulk not joining the Avengers.
I don't know who that is. I've only seen a few of your documentaries.
As far as I can determine, they don't exist. And if they do, they are being very, very lazy.
This is going to be an interesting time.
I like the Hulk.
I went to seek this Batman's help, but I couldn't find Gotham listed on your maps.
As I said, I
It
don't
doesn't
think they
exist.
exist. Need that.
In any case, you can call me Roberts.
Lord Roberts, Sir Roberts, Roberts first of his name, or just Roberts?
Just Roberts.
Human names are weird. I thought you were all called Johns.
There's a lot of Johns, but not all of us.
So when the man says get the Johns together, what does he mean?
This is going to be a long time. A John Doe is the name we use for someone where we don't know their name.
Oh. So you are all Johns unless you know the person, in which case they're not a John.
I'll never be a John. Thank you.
You're especially a John if you're a paying customer, mind you.
And I am confused.
Let's come back to that later. Not important right now.
I am Tyrant.
Is that a name or profession?
He tips his head. Which was the only thing I was referred to for a long period of time. I am also Mr. Smith legally, for the purposes of my job and home. I like the name Gnarl. I like that word. I will be Gnarl also. You can have more than one name, right? That's not
Yes.
good.
If you're a gnome,
Then I am Tyrant, but I am also Gnarl, but I am also Mr. Smith when I need to be.
And we have Avery, and we have Joseph, and we have Miss Kaylee Murphy, who I'm sure is wondering how I know her name.
I just assumed you read her mind.
No.
I made that assumption.
I have no such abilities, I'm afraid. No, the Praejudicium is watching you very closely, Miss Murphy. They have files on each and every one of you, though some are far more sparse than the others. He stares at Avery. They aren't even sure that you're a person, Mr. Avery.
That would be accurate.
They believe at the
That's
moment
comforting.
there is some kind of force going around manipulating random people.
That would be accurate.
You do things randomly. How are you? Oh, you mean... Oh. Yes, right. Not truly random, human random.
Yes, human random. But evidently they've discovered something of what you are, or else they wouldn't have been able to draw you there, would they?
He mentioned a dream catcher.
That was a metaphor.
For
Would a
what?
Dreamcatcher work on you?
I don't know. I've never met a Native American who was interested enough to try it.
What's a dream catcher?
I think it's a net.
It's a Native American
What,
totem device. I'm not...
wasn't that a book?
Yes, it's also a book.
Picture a tennis racket without a handle, except it's got feathers hanging on it.
What is tennis? Wait, is that the one where they throw the ball and they tackle one another?
No.
That's football.
You know what? Yes, it is.
I don't think I understand what you're trying to tell me.
It stops bad spirits.
Charm. It's a charm.
Ah, so your clerics use these. I see.
I'm going to leave that statement alone. This room we're in right now is the only place in all of Chicago where we know for certain the Praejudiceum has no way of detecting you.
Did you test?
Yes.
Very well.
I don't know exactly how they're tracking you, Gnarl, Tyrant, whichever you prefer.
I like you. You may call me Gnarl.
Gnarl, then. I don't know exactly how they're tracking you beyond keeping track of where Mr. Smith is seen.
They have not managed to penetrate my skin well enough to get anything inside of me beyond fire. And that I have healed, so...
Giggity, giggity.
I do know that they have some way of tracking you, Joseph, and you, Miss Murphy. Exactly how, I don't know, but they have some way of doing it. And Avery, I presume they're simply watching out for people acting strangely, as reported by people who know them.
Well, it's good to know that I'm hidden in a very large sample set. Have you seen the things people get up to after seeing it on TV? God damn.
Yes,
I wish I
I
hadn't.
have. It frightens me.
What time of year is it in the in-game?
It is summertime. Like midsummer, it's very hot.
Okay, so I haven't been exposed to Black Friday yet.
This is
I
true.
have. I have. So we have agreed we are all strange beings that are being collectively hunted, and we don't like being hunted and want to eliminate them. We're doing this prayer, judge. I don't care. Where are they so I can step on them?
Who said we agreed to anything?
I don't want to kill anybody.
Then don't. I'm going to. Well, maybe not kill. It does depend on what they are and what they do. If they shoot me, I will step on them anyways.
Let me be clear. They are set up in every inch of Chicago currently. They can see everything that happens.
I don't want to have to stomp all over Chicago. That's going to take forever.
Yes. And that is why what I'm proposing is we work together to cut down on their influence.
It is that or be hounded by yet another group of imbeciles. I am in.
With Mr. Smith saying he's in, Roberts will look at Avery.
In? Back. Hold the phone. In on what? I mean, much obliged, but, in on what?
There is a small handful of people who are willing to do what they can to cut down on the influence the Praejudiceum has in Chicago, mostly through weeding out agents of those in the general populace, and destroying what outposts they have to remotely monitor the populace.
I think the human term is purge. It might be purge.
Purge has a general lethal connotation.
And?
Lethality tends to get more noticed.
And?
Being noticed brings another strike team down on our heads.
And? Sorry, but he doesn't... Yeah.
Not everyone is a dinosaur.
Here, how about this?
I know that.
I think I have a way to connect to you. Did you like cooking?
Very much. It is my greatest joy.
Do you want to keep cooking?
Yes.
In order to keep cooking, you have to be not in jail and not constantly hounded by men out to try to put you in jail.
Precisely. That's why I'm agreeing to help him.
Okay,
Leave-
that's your motivation. Don't. Why am I
Does-
giving pep talks to an iguana? Oh God.
What is an iguana? I am not an iguana. Even if that,
Thorglax takes offense to that.
I think that is an iguana. Pointing at Thorglax.
No, that over there is clearly a chameleon.
Oh.
He's a kobold.
Oh.
Wait, why am I speaking for you, Thorglax?
He just shrugs at you.
So, to be clear, you would prefer it if I do not kill, whether or not they have shot me, kill those attacking me and such, if at all possible, to avoid gathering their attention, despite the fact their attention is going to fully be upon us.
To be more precise, you will gather the attention of more than just them, and we will then have multiple fronts on which to fight.
Alright, that is more clear. Then I will try and restrain from stomping on them too hard.
Roberts will continue to stare at Avery.
Can humans resist having a car fall on them? No, they can't. You're too small.
I can.
Oh, they can then.
He's not standard human.
Oh.
Look, clearly these guys have me on their radar, and well, today's put them on mine, but I actually can't promise anything I say today will still be true next week. Again, it's complicated.
Are there
Can
time
you
manipulators
uncomplicate
around
it?
here?
When this guy falls asleep, he gets his own brain back. But if he falls asleep because he's taken the long sleep 6 feet under, I may not keep much of my current, short-term memory. That is what I'm getting at.
Can you possess a can?
Say what?
I could carry a small can with you in it, and it is unlikely you would be damaged.
Oh yeah, I can see how I'm going to be very useful from the inside of a can.
I can throw you at people. I can throw very, very hard.
Roberts is going to look sidelong at Miss Murphy with the tired expression.
Look, I've already got all my stuff spread out on the floor here. Would you mind standing 5 feet further away? Pretty please. Thanks.
Distance comforts those who do not understand.
I only ask if it is acceptable to you in your current mindset.
Well, I'd certainly like to know how far I need to fly in order to get back off of their radar, and, well, that's not happening without me finding out from one of them, so, jot me in as tentative.
Alright.
Will you need a supply of humans to possess?
Let's come back to that in a moment. Miss Murphy?
If I say no, what happens?
If you say no, I'm forced to put you back onto the street, and they're going to continue coming after you.
Including me. You need to pay for my restaurant. Or at least your burger.
I already paid for the...
Did you? He goes to look for his receipt and goes, oh, right. Damn.
Yes, with the cash that's now buried under a whole building of rubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
he
you
was
want
looking for the
anyone
receipt,
to pay
so-
for it.
And that's been shredded to oblivion by him transforming, so yeah,
If you want anyone to pay for it, you should probably talk to the Praejudicium. They
I will
won't
be.
listen, but...
It'll be something to yell at them.
In any case, I know everyone got out of that building alive, so...
That is comforting.
He turns back to Miss Murphy.
Look, you said they're just in Chicago?
No. This is a global organization.
If you could run, I would have. You can't.
What I mean is, in Chicago, they cover every inch of the city that is not within this room.
And do they track as globally?
You wanted to speak up a bit.
Do they track how far?
I know they're tracking you within the city. I don't know how far that reach might extend outside the city. On the plus side, I believe their tracking can only go to within a few blocks. It's not exactly pinpoint.
Okay. Fine.
He nods. If nothing else, you'll have a safe place to sleep at night.
Do you have a bed?
We'll be bringing some in. We emptied this place out. It was a bit more filled. Beds, computers, tables, equipment. But it's the only place we have available to, for example, hold a rampaging dinosaur if the dinosaur did not want to cooperate with us.
It would not hold me.
It's the best thing we have for it.
That is sad to me.
Not many people build with dinosaur in mind.
Which is depressing.
And Roberts will turn towards Joseph.
I take it you never had the Great Dinosaur War of AR-750.
We never even had an AR-750.
Now, 3,000 years later, people still talk about the time the T-Rexes came over the walls.
If I had been there, you would have lost the war.
Do we, is there anywhere I can stay where they're not?
We only have the one place that isn't detected. As you might imagine, it took a while to build this.
I'm going to fly back here and take the 30 seconds it takes to anchor my sanctuary to this wall.
Okay. Robert,
Can you bring in a grill?
Yes.
You're going to need it. Big grill.
Alright. Roberts will turn back towards Joseph and look at whatever he's doing on the wall. Is that a yes, then?
I don't have anywhere else to go. And there's a brief flash of light, but then it doesn't look like there's anything there anymore.
I'm not going to bother asking what you might have just done.
I was going to guess magic.
In the interest of full disclosure, there is one other person with oddities like yours in the group.
I don't see them, nor smell them.
She's not here. She's what happened with that black empty void.
She is the void?
No, but she's the reason we traveled through it.
Ah, transportation. Yes.
She also has no desire to speak to any of you. We'll see if that changes or not.
Rude.
Seems to me like it makes her smart.
Very smart. Still rude.
I would explain, but it's not within my purview to give her reasonings. So, Mr. Avery, you've taken one of their agents.
Yeah, and I was just looking through his pockets here, and redirecting conversation to you, I would like to inspect this for anything that anything that might give me a anything identifiable, any sort of anything that stands out as not being, completely free of trace. Like, this is just an pistol. There's is there etching? Is there ID? Is there? Does that radio seem to be tunable?
The radio is not tunable.
Okay.
It's an earpiece. It's just a solid piece.
Okay.
Let's see. You have a machine pistol that looks like it was just freshly manufactured, besides the fact that it's been fired a few times, and it has dirt all over it. You have that taser. It's a taser.
Do either of these still have their serial numbers, or do they have asset tags on them?
Nope and nope.
Okay, filed
if
off.
you were to check that gun where a serial number would be, it is not filed off. It wasn't there.
Gotcha. Custom. Okay.
Though actually, if you look on the butt of the pistol, right down by the handle, there is a tiny little symbol there that faintly resembles a pyramid.
Of course it does. Because clandestine operations have no originality to them.
Yeah, everyone likes pyramids.
FYI, as far as the level of detail I'm going into, I am even going to look at the flat end of these bullet casings and see if there is any manufacturer's mark there.
Nope.
Okay.
You do have a can of pepper spray as well.
Okay.
Are you going to eat that? He's pointing at the pepper spray.
Wasn't planning on it.
May I have it? I expended energy. I am hungry. I'd rather not chew on the bits of metal.
Does it look like commercial grade or police grade stuff?
You'd estimate police grade, but you don't recognize it at all.
I underarm it over to Miss Murphy. Might want to put that in your purse.
She's not even going to eat it.
It's not for eating, it's a deterrent for humans.
Thanks.
The taste of spice.
What tastes of spice to you is too much taste of spice to us.
Oh.
Suddenly
That
I'm wondering how...
That explains why he ran out the restaurant.
I'm thinking if you don't know what capsaicin is, maybe there's a reason that your diner was not that busy today. What else was in this guy's pockets?
That was it. He's got his earpiece, he's got a gun, he's got his scanning device, of course. He has his hat, and he does have sunglasses on. That picture is accurate.
Okay. The glasses seem to make it much easier to see in that dust and rubble.
Well, when you take them off, you notice your eyesight's much blurrier.
I toss that over to Tyrant. Don't eat it.
Does Tyrant catch the glasses, or does he let them fall?
Sorry, what was the question?
I toss the nifty glasses over to you.
I catch the glasses. What kind of glasses are they?
They're sunglasses.
I put them on.
The wall is a tiny bit clearer.
Strange.
And the machine pistol, taser, and scanner.
Yes.
Right? And nothing else. Not even a granola bar.
Nope. Probably emptied before he went out.
It is quite likely these men were sent knowingly to their deaths, and thus were minimally equipped.
At the moment, I believe the only possible fatality of the group is whichever one was poisoned by something.
I am unable to do such a thing.
Roberts will look around. Pauses on Miss Murphy because he's not really sure if she can or not.
No, don't look at me.
Then I would assume it has to be Joseph.
What do I do now?
The man nearly dying of poison. Don't know yet.
Oh, that was thrown back.
I like that one. He is willing to be cruel to win.
Was that an attempt at a Muttley style laugh
I don't know Muttley.
from Wacky Races?
I don't know Wacky Races.
That is sad. You need
Have
to
it
know
made you
wacky
feel
races.
old now?
No, I just felt sad for your childhood, that's all.
There, it's like 3 seconds long. This is necessary education.
Going for more of a gargle than that, but sure.
Okay.
In any case, we'll be bringing in beds to be used soon. Now that we know
Human
it's safe.
beds or something I can actually lay down on.
What would you lay down on?
Pillows. Many pillows.
We're not a rich organization or anything. We'll see if we have pillows lying around, but I don't know if we have that many.
In which case, buy a bunch of mattresses, and I will lay on that. If that is impossible, buy a very great deal of hay, and I will lay on that. If that is impossible, kill some cows, and I will lay on their hides. I'm not particularly picky, it's just a matter of...
You said they can't track him. Can we just not have them in here?
I like here. It is spacious, and I can stretch, and there may be food. And they will not bother me here. That is also a plus. There's a high chance they will try and kill me in my home. It won't work, but it will be annoying.
Yes, they do know where you live.
They're probably already there, trying to steal my plates. Do I own anything to steal? Can people steal couches?
Yes.
They have stolen my couch. Or are stealing my couch. I mean, it depends.
I don't think they have particularly much interest in your couch.
They may try and put a bomb in my couch.
That is possible.
Every single conversation us five have is going to go in at least 2 city blocks worth of circles, isn't it? My God. Okay, so conclusion. Whoever these guys are, they're really good at data hygiene.
They have existed for over 1,000 years at this point. They're kind of practiced at it.
Oh.
Well, that implies that there was a time they weren't good at it. Why haven't I heard of them then?
Their name may have changed.
Possible.
They could have existed as an organization where you did not happen to live at the time, if you have ever lived.
Miss Murphy, would you like to come rejoin the rest of us here? As well as you, Joseph?
Very well.
I'm going to assume at least some of you are still confused about something. Are there any more questions?
I have many, but none of them pertinent.
I look
Yes,
forward.
how exactly heavy is that vehicle that the Batman was driving? Because it doesn't look like that roof should have been able to support it. Was he using some sort of magic?
Which Batman?
He's only seen Batman Begins.
The Batman is a fictional character.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense now.
Fairy tales, but not.
Roberts turned back towards Avery because he had a question.
I look forward to looking at what data you do have on them in this region.
You may be disappointed, but...
It will be nice to remind them why they are supposed to leave me alone.
We'll be bringing back in our databases very soon.
Yeah. I'm used to waking up most mornings and trying to piece together someone else's life on a weekly basis. I've gotten a little good at putting together puzzles from little information.
Are you sure you don't
will
want a
serve you
jar?
well.
Jars are uncomplicated.
By the way, during my perusal of all of this guy's stuff, any surface thoughts, like, I don't know, maybe as I was looking over the guns, any thoughts of a quartermaster, or even just images of who issued it to him?
Oh, there were images of an armory.
From the inside or out?
The inside. It's just a room full of guns like this one.
Good.
Some assault rifles as well, but it all seems fairly mundane in that one.
Well, good news is that if I see it again, I'll recognize it, and that'll be completely useless.
I recognize that this armory is an armory.
Yes. Well, that it's that armory. Who knows? Maybe relevant.
Very possibly. Right, yes. I suppose I should bring your attention to something else, actually. It's very likely we'll have more problems coming up than just the Prejudicium.
Oh.
There is a valid reason they exist.
Yes, I exist. Therefore, they exist.
Yes. Now imagine if you were immediately hostile to every living thing around you.
I am. Like he gives a confused look.
Not able to be lethal. I mean actively attempting to be lethal at every moment.
Oh. That would result in a great deal of carnage, yes.
Yes, this is why they exist. And there are beings like that exist. And we are likely to run into them in the course of trying to cut back on their influence.
Interesting.
There aren't many. As you might imagine, there are only you four who are willing to cooperate in the entire city of Chicago.
Is that due to an inability to comprehend, or simply due to maliciousness? An inability to comprehend cannot be blamed.
Yes.
I'm thinking it has more to do with personal neuroses and ingrained fears, Avery says, while casually jerking a thumb towards Murphy.
Yes, there are some who are unfortunately in Miss Murphy's position, where they have been chased for some time.
So have I.
You are not human.
I'm aware.
And you look like you escaped from a zoo. No offense.
So, to be clear, then, when humans are chased, their reaction is not banality, is a good term for it. Instead, rampant panic. Yes, no, close, far.
Roberts will look at Miss Murphy to see if she's taking this well.
I'm just face bombing.
I got shot, okay?
So did I.
Yeah, it looks like you didn't really even care.
No,
Yeah,
why
it's easy
should
to
I
be
have?
flippant about somebody's injuries when you're immune to injury. I saw my ice devil not hurt you.
Oh, I was hurt though. The burning shot thing with the 4 barrels, that hurt. And the explosion hurt. That definitely hurt. It was irritating.
Yes, that hurts to you as the kind of minor gunshot wound hurts to Miss Murphy.
Oh, I'm sorry you're inconvenienced and annoyed. Could not be helped.
Speaking of, Roberts will open one of the patches on his vest and pull out a roll of gauze and hand it over to Miss Murphy.
Thanks. She'll kneel and start wrapping up her scrapes.
So I'll bring in some beds. Don't be
Grill.
surprised if they drop out of the sky from a point of nothingness. She likes to do that.
Please give me some way of having some privacy.
I'll see what I can do.
And a grill.
Thanks. I don't feel
And a
like
grill.
changing in front of them.
Do you have
You can
another
change
pair of
as I do.
clothes?
It's not the point. To bathe sometime.
Oh, you mean you clothes? Yes. Am I wearing? Oh, my pants.
Yes,
No.
you can thank the wizard for that. Or you said you're not a wizard.
No, I'm a bard.
Thank you, Bard. For the pants. I always forget that.
Do you want a shirt too?
Is it required?
If you want to, from what I understand in the city, if you want to buy chocolate at one of those local stores, yes.
I like chocolate. I will take a shirt.
Poof.
He's not wearing an ugly Hawaiian shirt, and he doesn't seem to care. Thank you.
You're welcome. Behold my many useless, useful abilities.
This is far from useless. I cannot do this. I would like to be able to do this. It would save me money and time and
And
awkward
then I use
questions.
that ability to clean all the dirt off myself.
I would also like that ability. You are very useful. Can I hire you? Is hiring something that can be done? Can I learn? No, you cannot teach that because you can't.
How many gold pieces do you have?
None.
This could be a problem.
Gold is not commonly used as actual currency here anymore.
Really?
We
They
have,
use paper.
yes, we use representations of it to show that gold does exist, but it's too valuable to be passed around by hand to hand.
But I have 10 pounds of gold coins on me.
People will still take those. I don't know if they will judge them fairly, but they will still take those.
I think he is saying you will get ripped off frequently.
Well, try and make yourself comfortable now with furniture popping in momentarily. On that note, a couch drops out of the sky over in a corner.
I'm going
Neat.
to create an apple and start eating it.
Can you do that with meat? His attention is like on you, like zeroed in now.
Not much meat.
Shame. I would need the grill anyways.
Theoretically, mechanically, I can make all the meat you'll want, but I'm trying not to actually abuse this power in any way that's helpful.
Mm-hmm. I'm presuming you could just make enough meat to have like a meal now and then.
Yeah.
Anyways, make yourself comfortable. We're going to have a lot of work ahead of us.
Shrugs.
Yes, don't worry about a token. We're going to stop here. Because,
That's a good point to stop.
yes, and the next thing to happen is not at all something that can happen within 8 minutes.
Fair enough.
I have the material, but like I said, the material I have will not be used at all within the time left.
I understand.
Like, I start explaining what's happening, and then we move on to people dicking around like we always do, and then nothing would happen at all. So there's not really much point.
And the way that you should phrase that is, and this is a good place to break. Always cast it positive spin.
This is a bad place to continue. Get out.
In case it wasn't clear, Mr. Smith has no friends. No one associates with him. He doesn't go to
And
bars.
this will continue.
Yes, he will continue to have 0 friends. Forever.
Congratulations, you've met Roberts. You now know the name of the organization trying to kill all of you.
Hooray.
Yes, it's a Latin thing.
Yes,
Yes, it is Latin.
Latin thing.
The Latin lads are after us, boys.
I only speak
Latin.
Common and Elvish. I don't know what that is.
Latin thing for pre-existing.
I am wondering what the hell, eventually Miss Tyrant is going to ask, does Avery need a new human every day to possess, or can he just keep possessing the same bastard over and over, or...
For the record...
This particular guy will be immune for a few days, but...
So you need fresh humans, gotcha.
Well, Avery also doesn't like to possess someone every day.
Can he communicate outside of a human?
He can wave to Joseph.
The ability to hear you should be a 1-point sense, so I can do that with the prestidigitation if I need to.
In which case I'm getting you a fresh human every day. That or you get to ham it a soup can. You pick one.
For the record, prejudicium is a word essentially meaning prejudgment.
Yes.
Oh, so they admit they're bigots.
No. I will point out, this was said, you don't know what they call themselves.
Oh,
this is what other people are calling them.
Right.
Because it makes sense, and because they don't like them.
Are they the Illuminati?
They could be.
You'll have to find out.
They're the Stonecutters, aren't they?
I mean, it's technically possible.
Great, Homer Simpson is our greatest enemy. Let's attack it.